after my previous update on the $400,000 net worth update by the age of 30, I guess some of you want the next update, which is $500,000. To recap, the $400,000 was achieved in the year of 2021. So that was like my first year of YouTube where I make minimal earnings. I think the whole year I only made like less than 3.5k, and you can guess that there's really not much ROI, return on investment, coming from YouTube in terms of affiliate, sponsor, or whatever AdSense sticks. You look at it, 12 months you earn 3.5k. Is that even worth your effort or not? Most people would have given up by then. So to be clear, even though I had achieved that net worth, most of it was coming from the full-time corporate job, a side hustle like YouTube and Carousel, and from investing for the long term. So to be clear, there is zero windfall, zero lottery, zero inheritance elements input into it. And by December 2021, that number was $449,000, which excludes any property or CPF inside of this number. So if you are also interested in financial independence, retire early, ikigai, or all personal finance stuff, come and join us at over 21,000 members in the Honey Money SG Telegram group to chat with like-minded members for free. As we start the year of 2022, brand new year, brand new beginnings, the thing is that the side hustle from YouTube has started to take off. We are seeing more brand sponsorships, you're seeing more affiliate deals, signups, and conversions. And all these are the main reasons that propelled the income for 2022 even higher. And I must say that it is a combination of more people recognizing the effort and also probably better quality videos produced after 1 year of YouTube. I mean, you must always improve yourself, right? Like the government always say, upskill yourself. You cannot always be at the same level year after year. And that is also happening for the YouTube channel, right? You need to produce better videos, better content that people want to share, like, and view. So that will result in a supercharged side hustle income. But at that point in time in year 2022, I was still doing my full-time corporate job, right? So YouTube was still a side thing. And now I have a dual income engine to really propel this net worth figure. Let's talk about the first highlight of the year, which was the CPF full retirement sum. Because as of 1st January 2022, I have reached the full retirement sum in the CPF special account alone. And I even documented this milestone and released a video on my YouTube channel talking about how I reached the full retirement sum by the age of 30. And that was also my last retirement sum top up to the special account, the RSTU, because after the FRS, you can no longer do this action anymore. So to me, this is my personal milestone, which I wanted to achieve before 30, not for any kind of vanity metrics, it's just something that I would like to achieve. And I feel that it's something to be proud of, because now that my retirement basics are already secured by the CPF full retirement sum, and I mean by basic, I don't mean the full retirement number, okay, then now I can focus on the bigger things that build wealth for the long term. Okay, the defenses are already secured. Now I have to focus on offense, attack. Also, I want to highlight that reaching FRS was the best decision at that point in time for myself. It may not be the best decision for you because everyone has different financial circumstances, and some of you may not even believe in the CPF system. So I guess everyone has their own ways of building wealth, but this is just my way at that point in time. So the second highlight for 2022 was definitely Russia-Ukraine war, because just 1 month after January, Russia started their invasion on Ukraine. And you can guess what happened. The stock markets just keep crashing for a very long time. This time it is not like COVID shock crash anymore. The crash, I think, lasted for one whole entire year plus. In fact, by the end of year 2022, S&P 500 returned at negative 18%, which was considered one of the few largest drops in the near recent terms. But you know what didn't change? I still continued my DCA investing strategy. In March 2022, I updated a video where I was dollar cost averaging 2,800 Singapore dollars a month into the market through automation. Then in August 2022, which was 5 months later, I updated the number again to be 4,000 Singapore dollars a month. So you can see that dramatic increase from 2.8k to 4k per month DCA back then in August 2022. So even though the market cap falling, I continued to DCA and even increase my position size per order. That is what I want some of you to take away, because in times of market crashing, market correction, it may feel very stupid to keep putting more money and counterintuitive, right? Like the pain is coming to you and you keep adding on to the pain, keep poking the wound. Okay, I want to assure you that market crashes and corrections are just temporary, because you may be watching this video from years later and you are currently in a correction or market crash. So I hope that this can be some enlightenment to you or motivation for you to stay invested, continue your DCA, especially in broad market diversified index funds. Carry on investing despite the downtrend and the correction period. This is the kind of discipline that you want to keep even in face of adversity. And how I did that was definitely through Interactive Brokers, my favorite broker, as you all know it, because this video is not sponsored. So you all can click this link here or scan the QR code to support the channel. But the truth is I use Interactive Brokers because the FX rates are very good, and you know, the RSP can be automatically done and it has access to London Stock Exchange. So that was the main broker that I'm using, and I'm still using Interactive Brokers as of now. Okay, support the channel a bit lah, or click the link. Okay, let's talk about highlight number 3, which was YouTube, because 2022 was definitely a significant year for me after my first year of YouTube. In 2021, I mentioned that the full year I only made 3.5k, right? $3,500, all reported to IRAS, by the way. Then in year 2022, the full year of YouTube made me $75,000, also reported to IRAS and declared as self-employed income. So that was the second year that I'm declaring self-employed income added on to my full-time income, which made my total compensation to be all-time high. Like first time I see over $1,000 in total compensation and charged income tax by IRAS at a very large tax bracket. So if you're not really sure of how YouTube is monetized, it is through AdSense, where you see some ads on the videos, and then affiliates when you have conversions, you know, asking people to sign up from your links, and also sponsorships or brand deals if brands want to insert their advertisements within the video itself. But let me tell you that the journey was not easy, because on top of the full-time job from 9 to 5, after coming back from work, I need to start on this side hustle 7 to 11 p.m. every weekday. And then Saturday, I have to do like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, unless I have events to attend to. So you look at this, it's like no life, right? People go home after work to rest, relax, do their entertainment stuff, take care of their family and kids and whatnot. I'm the one working on the side hustle like no day and no night. But it got me energized, you know, because there was a bigger purpose behind this. And even like your weekends are burnt. So you tell me how many people can endure this kind of tolerance level of hard work and grit through like 1 year of low income, and then the second year you start to see some color. To be honest, that was one of my toughest phase, my hustle phase, you know, but I didn't really like detach from it. I didn't really see it like a chore. I see it like something I'm building towards. Okay, maybe that is why I was very motivated to carry on. But if you're not seeing results, then that may be quite demotivating. In July 2022, I even went on CNA Money Talks to talk about FIRE. You know, it's like their season 1, episode 2. I don't even know why I was invited. But since I was invited, then I went there lah, and then share about my FIRE goal, you know, the $1 million by 35. And yeah, apparently, the netizens were not very happy with that episode. Most of them expressed disbelief and are cynical on both the numbers and the age, right? People cannot just believe that this number is realistic. And yeah, maybe like downplay the success of the individual. But look where we are now 3 years later. Okay, I think announcing your goal online and keeping to it is the best way to keep you motivated, because now you are accountable for your own goals since you announce it. And I guess by early next year, or even luckier, by the end of this year, I should be able to hit that goal already, way before 35. But let's come back to topic on the $500,000 goal first. Okay, I hit this in October 2022 actually, you know, but I didn't end the year with $500,000 because I suffered capital loss from November to December 2022. We were all expecting a Christmas rally, but it did not happen. In fact, market took another beating down, so it dropped back to $487,000 by the end of December 2022. If I were to calculate my unrealized losses, it came up to more than $100,000 just in 2022 alone, which means that whatever I invested in the market, or even if you look at it objectively, my entire YouTube income was not even enough to cover the capital losses, unrealized capital losses that I made in 2022. So can you stomach this kind of volatility, and can you even accept this kind of market drawdown during this kind of down periods? If you're also going through this process, I hope that you can look at this video objectively and then see how far we have come through. All right, so with that, let's share my portfolio breakdown of $487,000 at 2022, $198,000 of cash. Now, the reason I have so much cash was because back then the interest rate was quite good, right? I remember UOB1 being 5%, and then there was like another Weeaboo promotion where you deposit for a long time, then they give you some cash voucher or something. Yeah, so that was close to $200,000 cash. Then I had 141,000 in US stocks. Wow, I had more cash than US stocks, probably because scared of the market already. Then I had $33,000 in Singapore stocks, $57,000 in bonds and fixed income, $33,000 in Endowus CPF ordinary account funds investing, and lastly, $25,000 in SRS. So that was my portfolio breakdown. You can see that I'm still quite conservative by then, holding a large amount of cash because interest rates were really good back then. I made a lot of interest rate video. They did quite well for the channel and probably propelled the channel to even more popularity and viewership. Yes, so this is my $500,000 net worth update. I know that it fell back to $487,000, but the fact is I reached it in October 2022. Okay, so I need to achieve that $500,000 back again in 2023 is probably very soon because I need to update the next video on $600,000. So comment 600k plus 1 for the video if you still want to watch, if you're still not turned off by all this bragging from YouTube. Okay, because I know not a lot of you have side hustles, and even if you have, it may not be of this skill. So yes, it may attract some jealousy, it may attract some envy, and I'm very prepared for that. But really, the purpose of this video is just to document at that stage in time, what were my thoughts back then, and what was I doing, and what were the major events of the year. So I'm sure some of the major events like the market news and things affecting the world, people can relate. But maybe the side hustle thing cannot relate lah. But that's just life. Okay, that's it for my 500k update. If you want to see my previous 400k update, then you can check it out in this previous video right here.